Welcome back to Unraveled Radio. I'm your host, Ms. Lovely Locks, and today I've been trying to get this guy on the show for quite some time. He don't know, but I'm a fan. I love food. I've seen him on Chopped. I've been following his page for a long time, not even knowing he was the same person from Chopped, and just really proud of his growth and all the stuff that he's got going on. It is Chris Moore, better known as Chef Flavas.
Mhm.
He just landed a regional brand deal for his viral spinach and artichoke dip. Chef Flavors, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me. I really appreciate it.
Yes, it's been a nice journey. You and your wife have. I seen all the little stories you put up about opening restaurants and different things. So let's get right into it. That spinach and artichoke dip has been taking over social media, and now it's hitting the shelves. How did that brand deal even come about?
Yes, man. Well, I registered my company on this platform called Arrange Me, and that's a platform for anybody that who have like commercial packaged food products to be able to get exposure for major brands. And I put it on there not paying attention, and Walmart ended up finding us from on that platform. So they found us on the platform, and they just told us like, "Hey, can you send out a sample to our office in Bentonville?" So I sent a sample out there. Like 2 weeks go by, Walmart didn't say nothing. I'm like, man, Walmart, Walmart trying to steal my dip. You know what I mean? I ain't know what was going on. So I'm over here, my antennas up and everything else. But they end up sending me an email, was like, hey, we have important news on your open call event. I want you to attend this Zoom meeting. So not knowing what's going on, not knowing the magnitude of what Walmart open call was, I go into the Zoom meeting, and one of the Jonas brothers come onto the Zoom meeting like, hey, congratulations, you won, you made it to Walmart's open call. So I'm like, yeah, but what is that? You know what I mean? So after the Zoom meeting, I go on Google and I look at Walmart open call and everything else, and I seem like, okay, this is a big deal, because initially I thought it was just like one Walmart store. I didn't know Bentonville was the home office of Walmart or anything else. I thought we just one store, and went down there. We got selected over like 13,000 companies to get invited to Bentonville, and it was like 1,100 companies from there. And we ended up having a 2 day pitch series. So one day where we looked at Walmart, they told us the history of Walmart and all the background information. Then the next day was an actual pitch. Then Walmart, they loved us. The deli section loved us. They loved me and my wife's story, and selected us. And we ended up getting a golden ticket and get selected on the spot from over there. So it was, a really good situation.
Wow, man, that's the definition of betting on yourself and letting the flavor do the talking. Now, you're no
Right, right,
stranger to
right.
the spotlight. You've been on Chopped and other shows. What was that experience like, and how did it shift your career or approach the way you cook?
Yes, man. Well, yeah, chops. I didn't get the results I knew I was, able to get out of it because I was young. I was nervous. I had like 3 Red Bulls and some coffee, so I ended up cutting. Yeah, I ended up cutting my hand because we was working with squab. Squab is a pigeon. It got real thick, tough skin. So I try to take
Yes.
my fillet knife and try to cut around it to get the meat out to make a squab burger. But I ended up pinching through the squab and hitting my nail bed and was bleeding on my hand. But initially it wasn't bleeding. I put gloves or it wasn't bleeding. But as I started to work, the blood started coming out inside the gloves. So they took off everything from my cutting board. I had to start over. I had like 8 minutes left to put something on the dish. It wasn't the best experience that I knew I was capable of, obtaining.
Yes.
But from there, I was able to get a lot of, recognition and validity in
Was
the
that
culinary
round one?
industry. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Yes,
Oh,
ma'am. Yeah, it was harsh, man. It was real hard.
yes.
But like what the good that came from it was the connect from Food Network, and it was a recruiting coordinator in Martha's Vineyard. They ended up reaching out through me to me through the Food Network about an opportunity down there. There's a restaurant called Atlantic Fix and Chop House, and I was the chef over there, and I was able to cook for the Obamas down there several times, and I was able to live on the Atlantic Ocean and be able to have that great grand experience. So it was even though I didn't get the the results I wanted to have, but the connections and be able to the notoriety is like superseded that experience, you know. But for the first 2 months, I ain't go out the house. I would put a hoodie over my head. I wanted to cry every day, like
I think
man,
about that often.
golly.
And you
Yeah, man, that
know, I
job, yeah, that
interview
was
a
tough.
lot of people. When I first came up with this idea, because I'm such a foodie, when I first came up with this idea to do the podcast, that was my initial thought process. Is like, I'll be wanting to know where the chefs at that's been on the shows that I watch, like
Yes,
where are they
man.
now? So I had Amanda
Right.
Side. She was on Master Chef. I had her on the
Okay.
show. He said, "No, I got
Very nice.
Chef Flavas," and I'm feeling like a little bit of my dream is coming to fruition. Even though I touch
Yes,
on other
man. Yes, man.
topics, this is what I really love is talking to people that do the same things as me, which is chefs,
Mhm.
hairstylists, or either like self-published books or other podcasters too. So
Yes, man. Very nice. Yeah, that's some good niches right there. Especially with the food, because you never go wrong because everybody in the world eat. You know, man. So,
exactly. So
mm,
you've opened restaurants and closed some. That's part of the
yes, man.
journey. You get skipped over too often. What have those wins and
Yes,
losses
man.
taught you?
Well, my first restaurant taught me to listen to my environment, listen to my community. Because when I first opened my initial restaurant, it was called More Food Catering. This like 2013, 14, somewhere around there. I was real young. I wasn't too experienced. I maybe been 25 at the time. Um, I, I I had a catering company prior to opening the restaurant, but a lot of people when I was going to the restaurant, a lot of people told me I should change my name to something more restaurant friendly, opposed to more food catering. But I'm like, nah, I had too much problem. Like, nah, I'll rebrand. I put too much work and effort into more food catering. We gonna call it more food catering. But what happened was a lot of customers didn't come in because they only thought we did catering. So I should have,
Oh,
I should have listened to my
pivoted.
community
Yes.
and try, instead of trying to be so prideful and say, oh, this is mine, and not trying to, constantly reinvent myself. I should have just listened and be able to hear those people give me advice. Because sometimes when you be wrapped up in doing your own thing, it's kind of hard to take advice because you don't know who's hating on you, you don't know who's this, you don't know people that trying to throw you off track. So, you end up
Yes.
trying to, end up getting tunnel vision. So I didn't do it, but it really taught me to open up my eyes and appreciate the people around me and be able to listen to folks when they having conversations.
Wow. So that's a double-edged sword. For me, the same thing. I have been doing hair for years as Miss Lovely Locks, and she has a huge following. But once I opened my salon, I'm
Yeah.
like, well, I didn't want it to just be about me. So I'm going to name the salon Twisted Express and start a new Instagram. That Instagram haven't done nothing. People call me constantly like
Yeah.
they really don't know what the business is. So I'm like, dang, should I kept it the first
Yeah.
name? So you just never know. It's trial and error.
Yeah, absolutely. That call it growing pains for sure. And
Yes.
that's what I was able to apply it with this restaurant. So I like our customers, I hear them, when they come over and make suggestions, or my employees, I try to make sure that I'm listening to what they're saying, because I don't know how God talking to me through people, so
Yes.
I try to
Where are
just
you
hear as much.
located now?
Right now I'm in Memphis, Tennessee. I'm from Detroit. Actually, I'm in
Okay.
Detroit right now. Yeah, I'm in Detroit now for this weekend, but yeah, I'm in Memphis, Tennessee.
Oh, sweet. What's the name of your new restaurant?
Chef Flavas.
That flavor. So we just go take that brand all the way through. It's
Hundred
already there
percent,
now.
hundred
No need to
percent.
change.
Yeah, right. Yeah, this is the winner right here.
And so you
Yeah.
and your wife go by Mr. and Mrs. Flavors. And through
Yes,
all
man.
this,
Yeah,
through all this,
yeah.
yeah, your wife been right there with you, not just as your partner in life, but your business partner too. So what's
Yes,
that
man.
dynamic like?
Oh man, it's a lot. We had to learn each other. When you work with your spouse, them in, out, left or right, because you better see them in all, aspects. And we went through our struggles of trying to get to understand each other, understand how each other work. Now we know exactly what people do and how we do it. So our expectations of each other are high, but we make sure that we meet on match each other energy. So we both know where we trying to go in the long term. So we try our hardest to keep each other sharpened. We try to keep on,
Sharp as
pushing, because
iron.
we know, yes, man, yes, man. So we try to, keep everybody, we try to remind each other of what's the long term goals. And it's been times like where we get to argument and like, man, I don't want to mess with you, leave me alone, all the other type of stuff. But then somebody called for catering, somebody called me for a catering, like, hey, we got a cater for 100 people, all that stuff go away. You know what I mean? Like we don't like we gotta be about the business, you know what I mean? Forget all that,
Exactly.
and be beefing about nothing, you know what I mean? Let's stay to long term purpose, you know what I mean? Let's handle the business so we can make sure that we can build a strong foundation for our kids and their kids and their kids. So that's our mission and goal.
That's a beautiful thing, and that inspires me to be more selective because I have multiple businesses, and I don't think like it's the person's responsibility to help me with businesses I already had established. But you gotta at least seem like you're interested, or you know,
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
something, you know. So yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
waiting.
100%.
I'm
Yeah,
waiting on.
yeah, they come. They gonna come for sure. You just gotta think about them. You gotta think about
Yes,
them every day, and just align yourself. They're gonna come.
I love that. It's so rare to see two people walking in purpose together. So now with this brand deal under your belt, what's next for Chef Flavas?
Oh, we got a lot of things going. We got a lot of maybe have 7, 8 different products that we're gonna come out within next 5 years. We just landed a deal with Kroger as well for the Delta region. That's another 88 stores. We're in. We had to have a conversation about another regional deal within the Midwest with Kroger. We also have another spinach that without artichokes coming out as well. So that want to be out by January. Well, I'm sorry, by February 2026. So we got we got a lot of things going on. As far as the restaurant is doing well. We probably gonna run that one operation for the next 2 years by itself before we think about expanding, just so we can make sure that we do as much as we can for that location. But we just moving and grooving and trying to catch every opportunity that's gonna give us more recognition.
That's awesome. Before we let you go, for every chef, creative, or entrepreneur out here listening, what's one piece of advice you give them for those moments when they feel like everything's falling apart?
And so, one thing is, when you think you're working hard, work harder. That expression, kind of, it stuck with me. You're gonna face opposition. You know what I mean? You're gonna face some form of friction in your life. That's when you turn up harder. That's when you work harder than you did the day before. Then you're gonna see every result you gotta have. A lot of time people don't get the results they want because they slow down when the oppositional force comes, and they'll just look at it like, oh, I ain't supposed to do this and do that. But it's designed for you when you go through that middle process to make you stronger so you can finish out in whatever idea you have. So whenever you think that you gave it all, you put everything you could, use that extra off of you and access that and work way harder than that, and don't worry about the time you putting in, don't worry about the effort, just do as much as you can to be able to get your idea developed, and it's going to turn it over for you.
That's beautiful. Woo, you gave us some flavor and fuel today, Chef. Let the
And
people
thank
know
you.
how they get that spinach artichoke dip, book you, or just follow your journey. So,
Yes,
and also,
man.
I have you send them to me later so I can put them in the show notes, all your social media handles. But just go ahead and spit them out real quick.
Yes, ma'am. All of our social media handles is Chef Flavas, and that's Chef Chef and Flavas Flavas. You can just Google Chef Flavas and you'll see us. Found in Walmart's. We're in 326 Walmarts in the southern region right now. We'll be in 88 stores in the Delta region with Kroger, and we'll be in all the stores in Michigan with Walmart's in October. So we have a lot of traction. We're going towards the Midwest area within the next couple months.
Oh, wow, that's wonderful. Y'all go run and support this man. This has been another episode of Unraveled Radio where we uncover the stories behind success. Stay rooted, stay real, and remember, flavor will always find its way. Peace, y'all. Great having you on.
Likewise, thank you.